everybody. I'm going to try this again, okay? I tried to go live. I've never been live before because I'm not a big YouTuber and I don't have all those fancy whistles that everybody else has. And I just wanted to say to everybody, first of all, thanks for my 200 plus subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. Please share so we can grow a little bit. But anyway, I just wanted to say today, I came by to say happy Malcolm X Day. Today, 100 years ago today, Malcolm X came onto the earth, into this world. And for a short time during his youth, do you know that he was a Michigander? That he went to Mason High School in Lansing, Michigan, which is right outside of Lansing, Michigan. So that is a big part of Michigan history. But do we hear about that in the American public school in the state of Michigan? Do we know about that? Well, I know that in Lansing, as a former semi-retired teacher of the Lansing School District, I know that they do mention it there, okay? But as far as anywhere else, even in our American school history books, we may not be receiving that knowledge, that information. So I just wanted to honor Malcolm today. And I know people wonder why. Okay, so Malcolm X doesn't have a holiday. Martin Luther King has a holiday. All the presidents, we have the President's Day. We have all these other holidays. But this great Black American, Malcolm X, does not have his legal holiday. But this day that he was born, we can take and say, this is Malcolm X's holiday. Okay? And you might wonder, why doesn't Malcolm X have a holiday? Why don't we learn more about Malcolm X? Why do you go into the American schools in 2025 and some students don't even know who Malcolm X was? Okay? Why? That to me poses a problem in education and in American history and Black history, which is American history. So, in my humble opinion, the reason why I think Malcolm is ignored is first and foremost, is because he's ignored because of his theology. You see, Malcolm was a Muslim, okay? When he went to prison, he became a Muslim. All right. And at first he was one of the radicals, Nation of Islam. But when he went to Mecca, what he did was he changed to Orthodox Islam. Okay. And he departed, as you know, if you know your history, he was no longer a part of the Nation of Islam. He had his own ministry, Minister Malcolm, but he still held to the Islamic theology. Okay. So Muslim. What is a Muslim? Okay, so most people don't really know what a Muslim is, and there's many definitions and there's many ways to look at that word. But what a Muslim is, from my education and from what I've learned and from my own personal experience, is that a Muslim is one who is totally surrendered to Allah. And then first and foremost, there is a problem with Allah in America, okay? Because most people, when they think of Allah, they think we're talking about another God, okay? We're talking about another entity. Well, I'll tell you this, and this has nothing to do with Muhammad. This has to do simply with who Allah is. Allah, big A in Arabic, means God, okay? And even the Christians in Arabic call God Allah, okay? So, but many people cannot separate the language from the religion of Islam. Islam simply means a way of peace, peace as a way of life. But they cannot separate it because of their prejudices, because of their bigotry. Okay, they cannot seem to separate the language. So if you say Allah, around American Christians. Now, it's not that way all over the world. Just here in America. In America, if you say Allah, people are like thinking that you're talking about a false God or something. Allah is God, okay? Allah is the creator, the most high, the father of our Father who is in heaven. His heaven is his throne, and this earth is his footstool. That is Allah. Allah is God. Allah is Yah, okay? Yahweh, which we learn in our Hebrew Bible and you can even find that in your King James Bible, that his name is Yah. But you know, in Spanish, we call him Dios, okay? In Swahili, we call him Mungu, okay? So there are many, many languages, and people get really bent out of shape in their ignorance when they cannot separate these two things, the religion from the language. Okay, so I think because Malcom was a Muslim, that the Christians in America, first of all, they feared him. They did not like him because he was a militant. Okay, his style of leadership was very different from Martin. Okay, even though they had the same goals. Okay, Martin was more of a passive leader where he believed in no violence, where our Malcom, honey, he was a soldier, and he was like, by any means necessary, I will fight back. Okay, and there is a time for everything, people. There is a time for war, and there is a time for peace. And Malcom, let me tell you, I love Malcolm X. Okay, and we as believers, those American Christians that were here and claiming Christianity when he was here, they were supposed to be praying for him. Okay, praying for him because they were supposed to be praying for all men. And you know, I'm sure that there were some that were praying for him. But you know, in this American Western world and this Christianity, you know, we have a hard time looking at other people who have different doctrines, who label themselves as something different, you know. And as a matter of fact, even in the beginning, the Christians was a derogatory word. We were called people of the way. And I wore my love earrings, okay? Because, you know, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus, he said that the way that we are going to know that we belong to him is our love, okay? Our love one for another. And we can look at all these holy books. We can look at all these things and all these different labels and religions that people call themselves today. You know, but when I think about Malcom, I think about what Yeshua said when he said that he was the shepherd. And you know, he said, I have other sheep. Okay. And there was a famous theologian that said, when we're praying, that we have no idea, because when he taught the disciples the prayer, Our Father, which art in heaven, he was wanting us to say Our Father as far as the whole mankind. Yes, the foundation of thought and our brothers in Christ is very, very important. But we have no way of knowing, okay, the heart of a man. Only God knows the heart. So, you know, today I want to honor our brother Malcom X. I want to say happy birthday. I want to say happy birthday, and I want to honor his children. I want to salute you for your dad, for your father, for he was a great representation, in my opinion, of a godly man, of a godly husband, of a godly father. And he died for what he believed in. And he died for his people. And I think, let me go grab this book, okay? This book, Malcom X, the autobiography of Malcom X, I believe that it should be required reading for all American public schools, and especially in Michigan, okay? Because we need to know, and you can find out too, that Malcom also came. His dad was a pastor. Okay, his dad was a preacher. All right. So, you know what? Malcom, I love Malcom. That's my brother. That's my friend. Happy birthday, Malcolm. We salute you. May you rest in peace, and we hope to see you again on the other side. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum.